All right, here goes nothing. So today I want to build a little Raycast extension. Um, it's going to be pretty simple. I want to be able to input basically a file, and I want to be able to calculate the cost that it would to save this file as a on Bitcoin on the blockchain. So um, with BTC, there's these like runes. Let's see. The Rune protocol just got released, I don't know, a month ago. It's based off the Ordinals protocol. Allows you to save files kind of in a NFT format um, on BTC. So a big thing or a big part of saving files on BTC is the actual fee that it costs to save like a virtual byte or a kilobyte. Um, so as you can imagine, the higher the rate, the higher the fee, the more expensive the saving, the more expensive it costs to save the file and chain. So I just want to build a quick like calculator basically with Raycast so that you can just drag or like input a file or input a size so that you can get a quick estimate of the cost that it would be. So what I'm going to do is mempool.space has an API to get the current rate, the fees. So if you go just to mempool space, we go to this explorer here, and let's make sure I zoom in enough on this. Hopefully that's big enough. So we can see that these transaction fees, these are variable fees that are constantly changing based on the transaction count. The miners are setting these fees. So you can see here, these are the first, 20, 50, 58, 62. If you go to the API, 20, 50, 58, 62. And here's a minimum fee as well, which will probably never get confirmed if you use that, but technically you could use that as the fee. So there's a few steps here, and I'm going to go to my code base and let's write out the steps. Do I have a README? No. So let's just create a to-do. Let's call these. So the first thing we want to do is create the Raycast extension template, or it's called the skeleton. And then after that, we want to build form with field input. And then after that, we need to fetch current fees, and actually we need to fetch the price too, and current BTC price, and then finally calculate the cost of saving on chain. So the three pieces of data that we need to calculate is the size of the file in bytes, the current fee per byte, and then the actual cost, the USD exchange rate of Bitcoin, just to show it in US dollars or whatever currency we would want to. So first thing I'm going to do, let's create this. I just have this like test extension, just this project that I use to kind of like build these random Raycast extensions that I don't know where they should go, kind of as like a playground. So you can see I have a few different ones in here already, but I'm going to create another one here. And I just started building Raycast extensions like literally yesterday. So there's a lot of things here that I'm probably not doing right, but it's, use React, use their API, use their built-in components to build the UI. Other than that, it's pretty much just like a straight up React app, which I'm very familiar with React. So hopefully this doesn't take too much extra work to get this up and running. So let's call this, on-chain calculator. Description, I don't think, do we need this? Oh, we do, okay. Input a file and get the cost. Okay, sure. We're not gonna worry about that much. Okay, it is a view mode, I guess. That's, from what I can tell, that's the right one to choose. So this name is actually the one that corresponds to the file. So let's call this, need to export default component here, on-chain calculator command. And this is not, we can't just use divs here. So if we just do a details or a detail, we should be able to do on-chain calculator. And then if I run this, let's make sure we save all of our stuff. On-chain calculator. So if I run npm run dev, all right, and then if I do, oh, so that's actually the name, which is way too long. But let's just shorten that quite a bit, because that's, let's just call this file calculator. So file calculator. Okay, it's not going to show anything because this detail actually takes markdown, so we can just do test, and that should, yeah, there we go. Okay, so there's our, skeleton for our Raycast extension. Now let's get our form in here, and I haven't used a form yet. I've just used the list, the grid, the detail components. So let's go to the docs, and let's, okay. So here we have the form. So basically I think all we want to do, yeah, controlled or uncontrolled, that's old news if you're familiar with React. So let's go to a file picker. And all we need, let's see here. Uncontrolled. I think this can be an uncontrolled. So I'm literally just going to copy this, and then I'll step through it later. And we'll have to import the action panel, the action, and then we'll have to import fs. Submit name, let's calculate cost. Let's just see what that will bring us. If I start sliding down, it's because my chair is garbage, and the suspension or the pistons, whatever is in this chair, are really busted. So if you see me start to slowly slide down, it's because my chair is just losing all hope. So let's do calculate file calculator. Okay, and let's open up this files. So this is a 6 megabyte image. Let's start with the 40 kilobyte image. Actually, let's open up the console here because we should be getting something. And then if we hit enter, oops. Okay, so there's the file. It's just a path. So we should be able to get the information about the file. So let's do file stat equals stat sync. There we go. And then let's see what that'll bring us. Okay, so here's all the information. We should be getting the size. Size is right here. 39,839 bytes. And we can actually, let's confirm that. It says 40 kilobytes, but if we actually get the specific number, 39,839. Perfect. So let's just actually get the size from here. And now we need a, oh, we can cross something off. We can build a form. So now we got to fetch the current fees and the current BTC price. So the Raycast API actually has, or the Raycast team has a utilities package where you can actually kind of use a stale while revalidate pattern if you have some data that you don't necessarily need to fetch every single time. So I'll show you what that looks like. So I can just use fetch and pass in a URL. I don't want to use that API. I don't know where ChatGPT is getting that from, or GitHub, Copilot. So I actually want to go to, let's find the mempool.space. Oh, we can use this for sure. This is the fees. And actually, I already have this copied, or just the types. So I'm just going to copy this type so that we have a little more information. So we have our data, which is just our fees. It is loading, which is loading fees. Now we need to get the actual price. Again, I actually already have this. The prices. And all I care about is the USD. That's all I'm going to be looking at. So let's put that up there. So we have, let's just do price. And we'll have a loading constant that will be dependent on both of these. And we can have a is loading. Set that to loading. Let's hide this for now. Okay, so we have the price and the fees. And how do we want to do this? So what is the default behavior in the onSubmit? Let's take a look here. So file calculator, select file. So it doesn't do anything. All right. My question is, how do we want to show this result? Do we want to use like a toast UI, or do we want to actually show it in here? I'd like to show it in here because ideally I'd like to show the price for the different fees. So let's get some UI to show. I'm not sure how to do that with forms. Let's see if there's a good way to do that. All right, so let's see here. Form.filePicker. So the form is this top level component. This is the submit form. Form.filePicker. Now, I don't think we can just put a details in there, right? I don't think we can do a detail here. And I don't think that'll work. We can try it. Let's try it. Yeah, let's see that should have displayed already right there, but you know what? This is a good opportunity to use like the navigation. So we can push a new component. There we go, on the navigation stack. So let's use that. So use navigation. Use navigation. And we're going to push. And basically, after we get this, we're going to push. And how does that work? Push is, okay, so it's literally just another component. Okay, that seems easy enough. So, I think the best way to do this is let's have our result. Sure. So we're going to push the result. Size is going to be size. And let's add some actions here. Do we need the action panel? Yeah, I think we always need that action panel. Action, title, go back, on action. And we'll need to use the pop method from the use navigation hook. Pop. I think we can just do it like that, right? Let's see. Interesting. So they even enforce the casing. That's really interesting. I'm guessing they're using, yeah, they have their own ESLint. Fascinating. Okay, so that should work. That should show the size of the file. So let's select the file, Tarzan, and then calculate the cost. Okay. That didn't show the back. Oh, I see. This is the action. Yeah, that's right. I'm still getting used to that, how this Raycast, how they kind of structure everything. So I can just go back and that's perfect. Okay. And can I just do an enter here too? No. Okay, that just selects the field. Calculate cost. And then hitting this should go back as well, right? Okay, awesome. Well, that's perfect. We're close. So we actually want to get this. We don't need this. We want to bring all this into the results because let's say it's loading. We need to get all that. Okay, so let's figure out the UI in this markdown format, how we want to display it. So let's actually calculate the price first. Can we check anything? Okay, I guess we got that done. Don't need that. Okay, so let's calculate it. So how we're going to calculate is we're going to have a constant here, and we're going to have sats per, not sats per byte, sats per Bitcoin. And yeah, it's 100 million. Thank you, Copilot. So if we are just using the, let's just do the economy fee. So we want the economy cost size times fees. Now the question is, I think this is byte per byte. Yeah, these are coming back per bytes. So we should be able to do that. And let's just default this to 0 if it's not there. And then we need to multiply this times price. And that should get us the cost. That should be the right math there. So let's calculate the file. Tarzan. $628 to save a 40 kilobyte file on BTC. All right, let's check our math. Just make sure. So, so 628. So we have the file was 40. Basically 40,000 bytes times, let's see what the fee is right now. Economy is 20 times 20, so that's 800,000 Satoshis. So we have 800,000 Satoshis divided by 100 million. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 0.008 Bitcoin. 0.008 Bitcoin times the current rate of Bitcoin, which is, let's just copy this. I have another extension, so 71,000. So we want to do this times 71,000. 568. Okay, so I know I've run some numbers there, but 568 looks correct. So if we run this again with this 40 kilobyte file, yeah, that looks close enough. That passes my simple math mind. So this is the economy price. That's awesome. Let's make it look a little better. Let's add the other fees. So let's have a function. It's just called calculate cost. And actually, I'm even going to make this easier. Let's create an inner function here so we don't have to pass around all the variables. So we want to pass in the, we'll already have the size, so all we want to pass in is the fee. And let's just make that undefined, just to make it easier on ourselves. And then we can copy this. So the if no fee, we're just going to return 0. And this is going to be fee. And let's just say also if there's no price.usd. So we don't need to do any of this. So now all we should be able to do is, let's actually spell that right. Calculate cost. economy, half hour, hour cost, fastest fee, fastest cost. We're going to use the fastest fee, and then we will do the minimum as well. Okay. So I think the best way to let's actually show the file size. And is there a nicer way that we can calculate the file size? We can just do it in bytes. Let's just do it in bytes, and then we can let's do angle.number format, and we're just gonna do an US format, and then we're going to pass in the size. And then we actually want to show this in a little nicer format as well. So again, I'm going to steal some code. I'm going to steal my formatting code here. And let's just put it right here. And let's refactor this a little bit. I'm losing some mark. No, what did I miss here? There we go. So instead we can just do economy cost. These should be strings now. Perfect. And yeah, might want to change the order of that. Yeah, I don't like the order of that. Let's do fastest. And then I want to do, kind of want to do this in the order it comes back. So start with the most expensive, the highest. Half hour. We'll have the hour here. And then we have the economy. And then we have the minimum. So let's see if that does everything we want to do. Okay, that looks right. I'm not loving that formatting. I think I'm just going to actually bump these down to 3. And just for fun, let's put a horizontal divider. Okay, that looks pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. So we can get all the fees for the file, and then if we, that's at the economy rate, that's $627 for a 40 kilobyte file. And if we go to a 6 megabyte file, you can see obviously the price goes up quite a bit. So storing large files on BTC is just not anywhere near practical at the moment, which is unfortunate because it could be, but that's where we're at. Yeah, so it's a pretty nice feature to have now. I know when we're building our applications and stuff, and we're talking about what fee rate to use and what file size, if we're saving ordinals or runes, this will come in handy quite a bit. So cool. I mean, obviously there's always improvements that can be made, but I'm pretty happy with that. And I think we're gonna stop it there. Let me know, guys, if you want to see any more of these kind of videos, just kind of off the cuff, just not really scripted, not super structured. I just have an idea in my head and I want to build it, and ideally that's my kind of video format, but I don't know if you guys will like that as well. So let me know, leave a comment, like, subscribe, all that YouTube jazz, and catch you next one. Peace.